Yo, who heard SZA? That's how I'm gonna start this off. By the time this comes out, Utopia's been probably 2, 3 weeks old. It don't matter. You done listening to it. You literally listen to the album. This person in the future that's listening to this, yeah. The time conceptual ideal of, the future, whatever. And get maybe I might get third eye, I'm not sure on this one. But you that's listening to this, yeah, you stop listening to Utopia probably the night after it released. I definitely did. Uh, and I'll get into that in a minute. And this won't be a whole in depth. I'm not, Elliot Wilson. I'm older, but I'm not bitter, so I won't get into, deep dive reviews of music just because I don't really do that. But I will put it, in line with an album that came out around that same time, and then 5 years later they dropped. So a lot of artists are dropping 5 years in between. It's like the UK artist thing, but except for the music is way better quality. So that's why they drop every 5 years, more so than R&B singers. But again, I ask, who heard SZA, yo? Let's start with that, then I'll go about what is she talking about. So if you heard the song Telekinesis, which is probably the only good song on there besides Echoes, um, and then the song with Young Thug and Drake, those are only four songs I listened to. Long Term, Telekinesis, and probably, and I'm surprised I remember the name, but you see, it's me, so I remember those type of names. If it was Money Hoes Cash, I probably wouldn't remember it. Uh, so Echoes as well, the song with Beyonce, which definitely is like a Renaissance leftover, and it probably could have fit on her album, but it didn't. But yeah, those are the only two songs I probably will be listening to long term, and more so just Telekinesis. But who knows? I might stop listening to it. But on the song Telekinesis, SZA is just doing the SZA thing. Let me be clear. She could sing. She's got it better vocally over the past couple of years. But the songwriting, I don't know who's writing for her. All right, I don't know if it's Sister Soldier writing for her, a combination of Sister Soldier, Summer Walker, and VH1, documentary, or not documentary, VH1 Love and Hip Hop. Like, I forgot the lady's name that produces all those love and hip hop shows, but it's a mixture of that. It's like a three-headed demon that writes for her. I don't know who writes for her, and I should look it up. That's like the motto of this whole podcast. I should look it up, but I won't. I don't care. You look it up for yourself. I'm not here to be, always right about everything, because I'm wrong about 98% of the things in life, and that's fine with me. Because again, this ain't no in-depth review. I ain't needle drop. I'm none of that. I just want to know who hurt the girl. And this probably is the case of when you pretty, they just let you do whatever, as long as it flows. Because obviously the music just for the bitches, but at the same time, it's like, all right, even y'all got to smarten up to this. You not that hurt all the time. Like, yo, this is the most hurt woman in R&B history. I thought Sade was hurt. God damn. Come to find out these rappers softer than Sade. Hell no. Come to find out these rappers softer than SZA, And this isn't to attack her as well. I just don't. I want to know who hurt her. Like, the person that she was dealing with, or the persons, or whatever the case may be, yo, they did her dirty. Because this girl is hurt. Every record, it's like Blind is one of my favorite songs ever. It instantly became one of my favorite songs ever because I played it literally 20 times the night that album came out. I'll never forget when that album came out, which is probably like 20 times platinum in the streaming era at this point. By the end of the decade, she would probably had a highest selling R&B album, even over Beyonce, I think, at this point. But at the same time, what does the stream mean? It ain't hard copy, so what does it mean? But with Blind, like, I understand why she did that. One of my favorite songs ever. Played that song 20 times ever. One of the most beautiful songs I ever heard in my life. The album is pretty good. I haven't listened to it since it came out. Not saying that it's not good. It's pretty good, like I just said. I just haven't listened to it. Just because I'm not a huge music guy. Like, I take music in strides. I've said it numerous times. When I listen to something, it's because that's where the energy is, or that's what I feel like just doing at that point. But for the most part, I'm listening to podcasts or I'm watching something. So she just hurt. I don't know what she's doing. Maybe it's accountability thing. Maybe the dudes that she like, because pretty women like, pretty women, good women, they like assholes, yo. That's the thing. It's the I can save him mentality. No, you can't. Trying to make a man change his ways is insane, yo. You will literally go insane trying to do that. Do I know perspective, sis? Yes. No, I don't. I'm just saying, as a male, it's hard for us to get out of our way. Especially me. Somebody that's very indecisive, impulsive, not good with communication. See? Accountability, kids. It's called getting older. So I know my faults more than anything. So maybe it's just her not being able to find the right man, or the man right now, the man right here, whatever. That's just making her write, or whoever write these songs for her. Maybe she don't even feel like this. Like, usually if you go on her Instagram and she, you know what, maybe she is like this. You know what, she is. Because it's that spiritual shit, that toe ring shit, that incense shit, where they be talking about the energy. Nah, you the energy. You the bad energy, etc. You everything you trying to go against. So maybe this is. I just want her to be happy, yo. Like Mary J, even when she was making these type of songs, all I really want is to be happy. You can still dance to it a little bit. They got a little bop to it, especially when the bridge come on. You feel enlightened. With SZA, it's just like, damn, bro, like, should I body myself? Like, she legit making, like, I wouldn't even say triple X, extension type R&B, but damn, she making something that make you just want to say, shit, is it worth falling in love for? Like, you were not having a good time with this whole love thing, baby. Maybe you should take a break. And that's what it comes off. Like, telekinesis, I'm like, all right, she's the best part of the song. It's like Isaiah Rashad. Like, that album is cool, his last album. It's all right. I played it when I was in New York. It actually felt good to play that in New York. I don't know if I should pause that because, But, yeah. And the score with 6, I'm calling him 6 Black. All that black, no, it's a 6 in there. You shouldn't just call it so black. Or BB. I don't know. Big Black. Pause. I don't know. R&B Black. I don't know. You shouldn't have switched it up instead of just saying 6 Black and then we can't call you 6 Black. Stop it. So on that song, she bodied it. Absolutely was the best part of that song. Not saying the whole song ain't good. The beat was great. It sounded weird mixed, but everybody did what they were supposed to do. But I play her part 20 times over. I mean, All the Stars with Kendrick, one of the greatest songs ever made, hands down. Especially that end credit, the best end credit in Marvel movie history. That it's beautiful. And God don't make mistakes, and that's that was the go home movie far as Chadwick starring as the Black Panther. When I say starring, of course it was Infinity War, it was Endgame, but I'm saying starring. That was his go home. So that end credit, I think, in that song put everything in perspective. God don't make mistakes, man. They could have put that on Black Panther 2 if it was God's will. Whatever is God's will is gonna happen. Not trying to sound morbid, but that's just how it is. Both good and bad. Whatever God wants to happen, gonna happen. You can't avoid it. You go through it and understand it. And trust me, I'm living through that right now. Not to sound like I'm depressed or nothing, going through it, man. Far as going through it, far as a perspective of, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing something and we going somewhere. See, if I wrote that, that'd be a great song. You'll understand. So I feel like maybe she's just really not hurt. Maybe she just, said this is what sells. I don't know. It's a lot of hurt women. I don't even feel like that. I don't know. Lately, women have been looking happy, or at least the ones I see on my, social media, IG. They look pretty happy these days. A lot of memes. It's not like a lot of I'm mad type stuff going on. I don't know. So maybe it is you, shorty, because I'm not seeing that. And then, this was said 2 years ago, which is still hilarious to this day, because I've noticed it, but really in the past couple of years since she's really, gotten major. Because it was a time where she was just like, all right, she was the cute little, you know, brown skinned shorty that was signed to TDE. That was good. They could sing. And we was like, all right, cool. A lot of people probably just capped her off at that point of her just being at that level probably the rest of her career, which is not bad. But then she got on the song with Doja Cat. That's a great song. And it kept going up from there in the past 2 years. And that's when people was like, all right, what is she talking about? Like that TikTok trend that was going on, people was like, what is SZA talking about? And they had Sora as the mermaid from Kingdom Hearts. I forgot the music. I didn't play the rhyme game, and I'm a Kingdom Hearts mark. I can't think of the title of that game. I don't play rhythm-based games other than Guitar Man back on PS2. I hate DDR. Yeah, those are the only ones. And I think Get on the Mic on PS2. That's it. Or you could do Hate Me Now. Those are the only games like I played in that, type of feel. But other than that, I will say that, I that trend did start something of, all right, what is she talking about? And where are you going with the song? And that's the whole thing of songwriting. It's like, just like with regular writing, like, where are we going with this? Where are you taking this? All right, like, are we just saying words just to say it? And that's what it more so feels like with her. Like, all right, you just saying words. You just hurt right now. Something bothering you, shorty. It is something bothering you. This is what I should say. Because it feels like something is bothering you. I'm talking about the hurting thing still. The hurt thing still. I will say that. The hurt business that she's in. She's definitely the writer of the hurt business. She just don't have to sue. Nah, but other than that, it's just, I don't know. Like, I started this off because I was just listening to the song, and then I just thought about her career overall. And it's very interesting how, she's grown as an artist, but yet the songwriting has stayed the same. And, it's probably a label thing, to be blatantly honest. But I don't know what she's talking about. Like, on the song, if you listen to Telekinesis, it went from, all right, cool, you just about to take us. Like, All the Stars is perfect. Because, she's talking, about all the stars, and it's a motivation song. So it works in that sense. And she actually made sense. That's probably the most sense she's ever made, ever. Thinking about the lyrics right now. But on Telekinesis, it went from, and I feel like this is supposed to be like a deep, introspective song, just because it started off with Future talking about, I wanted R&B females, I wanted money, got all that, and I'm not happy. And both him and Travis stayed on point, and then it went to SZA, and then it was like, all right, cool, couple bars. It sounds like she about to give us her introspective of things, just because she's had a sold out tour in the past, year or so. Career's at an all-time high. She doesn't need to say get me off the label anymore. That probably comes soon, just because she seems to be never happy. And I wouldn't be if I was on TDE, because they trick y'all, and I've been saying that since 2020. Definitely TDE trick y'all. That's why Kendrick left, and I'll get to that in a minute. But on the song, she started off giving us a little motivation speech, but then I felt like it grown into, all right, we're going back to the old, step back jumper, which a lot of women do. They only got two moves, man. Little step back, hezzy, turn around. That's about it. You ain't got nothing more than that. They women play life like Zach LaVine. That's how women do life. Just like Zach LaVine, like, I got you two moves. I don't even dunk no more. I'm not gonna get to the rim, pause. I'm just gonna, dribble, try to shoot over you. Even if it's not an efficient shot, I'm just gonna try that. And that's women's way of thinking a lot of times. It's, all right, you could have took a better shot than that. You take that shot? When did you practice that shot? When? Shouts out to Pat. That's how they work. So with her, it just went to, not women bashing either. I'm just like I said. I just think. I just think, man. Telekinesis. I just think. I just see stuff for what it is. Uh, and this isn't me being Banksism. I'm not writing about women and being in the lobby. And I got some other dudes, and that's what she went to. She gonna tell you I'm with one dude right now, but I'd rather have sex with another dude that I really love, and I got some dudes around me, which doesn't help those rumors, and that's where it was with her in that song. It was just like, all right, cool. We were supposed to talk about, I guess, telekinesis. We were supposed to be psychonauts, but you telling us about the usual. And, all right, cool. And this song isn't this thing for the bitches, bro. I'm pretty sure no bitches, smoking hookah, a blunt, drinking, and listen to telekinesis. That just sounds like you want to be in a permanent horror movie. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. I wouldn't recommend listening to that song being under influence. So I don't know who she tried to cater that song to. But going to the album, like I wanted to talk about really, and this, goes with what I was about to say with TDE Kendrick. Everything is intertwined. See how that works? Shouts out to Goosebumps, which I don't like that song. That's another, I don't know what Kendrick was talking about. Like, people talk about Kendrick features. Yeah. So maybe it's just a TDE thing. Like, other than, those two. And I mean, obviously Kendrick isn't with TDE right now. He has no label situation. He told Universal stop playing. He a grown man. I don't know what type of deal you trying to do, brother. If you go indie, yeah. Overseas tour is going to cost a lot, but, they'll figure it out. Him and Dave Free. But with Utopia, so it came out, and I saw somebody said, leading up to it, when it got announced, people was like, hooray. And this actually will be like a State of a Music type, podcast or episode, I will say, just because it's something I've been saying for a while. And more so now, it's getting to the point where it's like, yeah, it might be done. Because all things come to an end. Everything comes to an end. And then sometimes the end creates a new beginning, but all this stuff is connected in the universe. So, with the album being Utopia, people were saying for, goddamn crows, I don't know, I hope y'all don't hear it. Every time I want to record, something in the background just messes me up. If I close the window, I won't fry. Fuck it. If I throw a rock at them, would Peter come after me? These fuckers. Alright. Let me move away. They're about to annoy me. Shut up. I don't even know if y'all can hear me and hear them, and I'm saying shut up. Throw a rock at these motherfuckers. Anyhow. So with Utopia leading up to it, people was like, and this is the State of Music, people were like, hooray. Alright. Here comes that. I'm fucking about to move before I get distracted. Let me finish my point, then I'm going to move. I'm sorry for all the listeners if you can hear these motherfuckers in the background. So leading up to the album, people were like, oh, when is it going to drop? And that's where it is with music. Like, all this mysterious shit. Again, this is why artists need to stop doing all that mysterious clearing their IG and all that shit. Just do drop the music. Let's go back to 2014 where people were just doing, like, surprise releases, like, late at night, early in the day, and you go like, all right, let me hurry up and listen to it. Let's go back to that instead of all this mysterious shit like, I gotta clean my IG, a bundle package dropping with merch, which he sold. But leading up to the album, people were excited about this because they haven't heard the album in 5 years. And then I felt like a week or two before, people were just like, all right, it's about to drop, cool. And then they do this whole track listing, drop a day before, cover about to drop. Dog, I never cared about none of that shit. Just give me the production credit so I can know what to expect. And then it kind of died down. Like, he was supposed to do a performance at, the Pyramids, and they said, nah, you ain't doing none of that weird shit here. So, they said, nah, we familiar with your game. You can't trick us. You trying to do all that ritual shit here, that's not going to work. At the Pyramids, these are sacred. So, I'm about to perform ritual right now. I'm about to see if I can make these fucking crows chicken. All right. Let me close the window. Okay, this is annoying. You get your bitch ass out the way. And I like Raven, being Scott, from ECW, but these motherfuckers are annoying. All right, so again, leading up to the album, people was like, all right, because we're in a consumer-based system where people just want the music, just to have it, just to review it. Like, honestly, that's it. Like, people don't care about music, but more so the idea of getting something new. And then when they get it, this is why you can't give humans. I understand why God makes us wait for our biggest blessings, because if you give a human everything at once, it's a strong possibility they're gonna be like, all right, I need more. Give me more. This isn't good enough. That's really like the perspective of the mindset of human beings. You give them everything at once, there's no need to struggle to get more. And that's exactly how I felt when it came to, that's how I feel about music. And as it relates to, this album. Because then when it came out, people was like listening to it, but then it was like, it's not good. And that's one thing I will say to artists. I understand why they don't put out music. Because it's like, dude, if I put out, it takes me years to come up with something. I have to, better myself. And I put this music out, and then people automatically say it's trash within a day without consuming it. Even though with this album, I will say within a day I got the idea, like, yeah, I won't be listening to this too long. I won't say it's poor structure. I will say, for years, he's had lazy songwriting. Like, every time he's on the features, basically a skip. People just have it on there because it's a name. The production isn't as good as it used to be. But then I had to realize, like, this dude made, Astroworld. And I think Astroworld is a great album. I think it's phenomenal. And that leads me to what I'm going to say about him and Kendrick. And how it's hard, because both of them, it took 5 years for them to drop. Between the two, it took 5 years. Obviously, Kendrick came out last year. That album came out to lukewarm reviews, but the tour did well. Utopia came out this year, and 2018 is when Astroworld came out. So 5 years. So it's taking these artists 5 years to put out albums, where it used to be like every 2 years your favorite artist to drop an album. Obviously, things has changed, because when the old formula, and maybe it's just me being older, I like that old formula of, all right, we'll put an album out, or we'll put a single out, see how people feel. That doesn't work, put out another single. Then you had the street singles too, which is like 3 singles basically dropping before the album. The album's coming out within like 2 months or so from the single, 3 months, unless it gets pushed back, but usually it'd be 2 months. And then we drop it. It drops. We go on tour. Then we make music. And that's all in 2 years. And that's because they weren't trying to renovate the wheel too. That's probably why. Just because it was just like, all right, let's just drop good music. We're not trying to do all this mysterious stuff. And that Utopia album, the name alone sounds mysterious. And then when you listen to it, it's definitely on some mysterious shit. Like DJ Khaled said, I'll make mysterious music. That's definitely a mysterious album. Now, when Khaled was saying that, of course, he was bitter towards Tyler. Tyler doesn't make too much mysterious music. You kind of get an idea of what's going on, like Igor and all that experimental stuff we've heard from the 60s, 70s, 80s on. So he was just saying that because he was upset. But with this Utopia album, yeah, this is definitely some mysterious shit. 3 different beat changes. Like, dude, if you got ADHD, it's not going to work. And I want to say this is like NBA 2K worthy music, but even then it's not NBA 2K worthy. Definitely a Travis Scott song automatically is going to be on 2K now. I feel like they're going to pick a song for it to be on 2K, but it's not 2K worthy. But I digress. So these are 2 albums people were waiting for the past couple of years. When people got wind of them releasing music, obviously it's 2 of the biggest artists out. But when it came out, people were just like, yeah, it's not good. So as an artist, do you just like, yo, I don't put nothing out because I don't make, you don't make money from music anyway. So obviously they love it. They don't have to do it. Rihanna, even before she was a billionaire, took years for, you know, it took years for her to basically, to basically stop lying and just not care about her releasing a new album. And people have done well. In the past year, they haven't said anything. I mean, obviously, she has 2 kids. She basically married. Good job to Rocky. Again. Yeah. Might have to give up a friend for Rihanna, too. A legend. Jokes. But whoever. For Rihanna, yeah, I might take that L, big bruh. I see you next lifetime. But, it's just a point of when he just dropped some music and people was like, all right, bro, go be a family man. Which in that perspective, because it's like, yeah, you doing it for the love. Like, obviously, this is how you got to the dance. So you're going to do it. So obviously, they releasing this music, not just because they have to, but they want to. K-Dot probably did it just because he wanted to get off the label. And maybe that's why the album sound like that. Because with me personally, I like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I haven't listened to it in a minute, but I like the album. Like, if somebody put it on, obviously, you're going to have different feelings. I'd be like, bro, I don't want to rock with this on a Sunday afternoon. It's kind of depressing. But I like the album. And I got it right away. I understood. But that's, some mysterious shit. But, he probably put it out just because he wanted to get off the label. Travis probably did it just because, why not? I like doing music. And then I'm about to go on tour for it. And the tour is probably going to sell out. Because every time he does a tour, it does really well. So it's the point of, I just want to do it. That's all it is about music. With SZA, it took her like 6 years to drop an album? Yeah, 6 years. From Control to the album that just came out in December. It's like a 6-year gap. Well, R&B artists, I understand. They have that leniency. Just because it's and then, of course, going back to her, she's an overthinker. Definitely an overthinker when it comes to everything. But I mean, it worked in this perspective just because the album did well, the tour did well. But with rappers, just because, and it's not me, well, I'm about to denigrate rap in a minute, but it's not me to denigrate rap, but come on, man. Dope beats, dope rhymes, what more do y'all want? Fonte said it a long time ago. We know all this mysterious shit. I know y'all trying to appease the little young crackers that be buying the sweaters that wear them in 80-degree weather during the summertime, that don't be washed. They don't wash their feet and their ass. I know y'all trying to appease to them. Not saying K-Dot is doing that, but Travis for sure, because that's his audience. All right, little Spanish kids that definitely, say nigga more than me, and they don't even say that word. They hate the fact that they sister with a black dude, but they want to be black. Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't want to be a nigga. They probably say that word too. Definitely don't know that phrase or who Paul Mooney is. Yeah, he has to put out music to appease them. So, okay, go off. But it's hard to make something better than when you made something great. Again, it's hard to make something better when you made something great. Kendrick made Damn. Before he made Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Before Utopia was Astro World. It's kind of hard. You can't, so many times you can renovate the wheel. But they just put out something. So, the people get it and then they break it down and say they don't like it. And then, as an artist, I'm probably like, if it's me, I'm taking a Rihanna approach. Like, fuck it, I'm going to keep lying to y'all. Make y'all wait. And let's just say Rihanna does have an album. I mean, there's been rumored for years she's been in the studio. I mean, I just want them songs that she made with the Neptunes a couple years ago. I feel like that was like 4 years ago when she got in the studio with Neptunes. Literally 4 years ago, but I would like to hear those. That's it. Rihanna over a Neptunes beat. I don't care if it was 10 years old. I want to hear that. That's all I really care about. But I think she does drop an album. Will it be this year? Probably. Will it be next year? Probably. I think she does drop albums. The album is out there. Obviously, it's in a boat somewhere. But, it's no rush because, again, I heard the great Bomani Jones say that. Shouts out to him, too. He said the right time is still going to be rolling. He's not with ESPN anymore. They didn't renew his contract. The right time on HBO. I think that was the name of the show. They didn't renew that for another season. So it's like, damn, bro. My guy will land somewhere. He if it's somebody that needs, or not needs, but it's somebody that a company, I will say a company needs him. That's the guy. That's the guy you want to get. Whoever is willing to hire him should hire him. He should have a deal somewhere. There's no reason why a talent like him should just be, scurrying away. But, it's, and that's a whole conversation to be had about, corporations and them thinking they need something fresh when you got something fresh there. It's just, they don't like your ideals. People don't like when you have a mindset of, let me hear this out before I act, because we're in a reactionary based, world now, especially, where it's just like, if you do one thing, it might be a problem. If you do another thing, it might be a problem. So damn if you do, damn if you don't, is my concept of life. Because people always going to have a problem with something that you do in general. And I know this is an off note or a side note to what I was about to get to with rap music, but, that won't take long to cut that promo. But it's a mindset of you damn if you do, damn if you don't when it comes to anything. People hate Bomani opinions, and you that's listening, thank you for being here once again. Like and subscribe. You're always going to have a concept of your life and what you should do, and what works best for your spirit, and then people going to hate it. Like, God itself has told people, if you look at the Bible and just life in general, God itself has told people, or a woman or whatever, this is how life should be for you. This is what you're going to do. This is what you should accomplish. Then when people start to accomplish it, then, you get to hate towards that. And that's how you know you're going the right path. You always know you're going towards the right goal when shit is just not good. Because it's like, you can't go, any lower than where you are. Once you low, once you Ninja Turtles, it's like, yo, you got to get up out the sewers. Like, that's facts, man. So, it's one of those things where you definitely look at life like, damn, I know I'm going somewhere because God put me here for a reason. And that's it. I just think, this not just relates to Bomani, but, when you have a certain mindset, it's hard for, the so-called beholders to really understand the concept of your thinking. That's just people in general. Rap used to be a thinking man's game, but, hip-hop is dead. If you ever listen to this GOAT, yeah, it took you 7 years, 17, shit, time is going by fast. 17 years ago, he put out an album that was great called Hiphop is Dead on Def Jam, which is still crazy. He took that picture with Jay, which, if that would have happened now, the internet probably would have had a field day with it, but probably not, just because nobody cares about Twitter anymore. They own it, but nobody cares, bro. The X now, like social media, I keep saying it's slowly dying out, or at least in the States, but I feel like social media is just, I do what I need to do with it, but it fucking don't matter. I ain't on Twitter. And I don't care about being on there. It's nothing for me to see. And that's not me. And I hate that I keep talking about like I'm trying to be like a rebellious warrior. I'll get on. I'll Google, whoever name I want to see and just see what they're talking about. That's good enough for me. But I don't need to be in the space of talking or interacting with people on Twitter, because it's like, there's nothing going on. I've been saying that for weeks while I've been recording, but yet I still record. But it's legit nothing going on. I think, we're in such a weird time in life where people, I feel like more than ever, people are trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Or maybe I just live in my own space and I'm just, in my own time paradox where I'm just focused on what's going on around me and not everything else, where it's just like, I live in a little bubble. so to speak, of what do I need to do today to get better tomorrow, uh, as a person in general, work ethic, everything. So that's why I probably just don't pay attention, just because it's like, dude, I work every day in some form of fashion. So with hip hop, it just, you used to be able to get that type of mindset, and people will call you creative and they'll love it. It's like Mr. Brown, the Big Steppers. Like, a lot of people don't like it. It might be the beats, it might be just him doing too much, but I felt like it was enough where you got what he was talking about. The Daddy Issue song is phenomenal. The song about his auntie becoming a man. My auntie is a man now, which is hilarious how he started that off, and I was in tears. That popped me. And his songs on there in general where, you get a perspective of a man who obviously he said he had a writer's block. He lived like everybody else through the pandemic, and this is somebody that's already a bit reclusive anyway. So I can only imagine how the creatives got down during that time. The creatives got creative. I myself personally, I wouldn't call myself a creative, but I got busy during that time. There was nothing to do. That's why I keep on, not trying to put myself over, but 3 years consistently doing podcasting, I don't think I've taken a week off. I keep going back saying maybe I need to look this up. I think the week of like May, some week in May of 2021 is the only time I've, took a quote unquote break, and that was literally a week. And that's because a woman who I still want, not gonna lie, every now and then I be like, all right, man, I think about certain women. A woman that I still want to this day. I was out in Vegas with her. Pretty good time, man. I will talk about my personal life a little bit. I meet women, every now and then. And it breaks off. The conversations never continue. It's more so me. Just not in the mindset of dating at the moment. Probably never will be. I just, don't like the idea of dating. I feel like any woman I meet, like, I feel like the next woman I meet that I truly, have some type of interest in, I might just ask her, you want to be my girl ASAP? Then you want to get married? Like, I'm at that age where I just don't care, dude. Like, and definitely at this age, like, I put on IG, like, I'm definitely, like, tricking / stepfather age. Like, at this point in my life, like, either I got to start tricking to get at a female, or I got to be a stepdaddy. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. At this point, for me to build with a woman, that's going to be kind of crazy at my age, yo. Because it's like, if we going to build, we got to be Bob the Builder on this. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Or we got to be more so Dark Cloud. I'm using a lot of old references, so bear with me. Look up Dark Cloud on the PS1 and on the PS2. Both of them. I got to be that at this point in my life. We're going to have to build fast, baby. And I'm not even, trying to go against God's will and timing, but that's what it is, so. But again, I don't even think about dating. It's crazy. I don't think about dating. I don't really be thinking. Like, every now and then I'll be like, all right, let me try to get at a woman. But for the most part, I just be so stuck on, like, winning. It's insane. That's my biggest obsession, is just winning. Like, how can I better my situation? So I can't even think of matters of the heart. Like, I don't want to eat peanut butter and jelly again today. Let me try to figure out how I can do this. So, I feel like a SZA song right there. Definitely feel like that. I might start writing for her, just to touch that BBL, taste it. Yeah. So going back to hip hop. Hip hop is dead. Let me just get to the point. It took 17 years for him to say it. It just, dude. Besides the albums being released every now and then, the weird, mysterious shit, it's just. Everything is a brand. Everything is like Offset and Cardi dropped a song. Nobody cares. It just seems like nobody cares, yo. If people stop caring about the music, the artist might. And I mean, Cardi is another artist. She hasn't dropped in like 6-7 years. And I mean, once you make Bodak Yellow and I Like It Like That, the songs like that, your album went diamond in this decade, or at least in this time, not even decade, in this time period, your album went diamond, or singles went diamond. The song with Bruno Mars, it's like, yeah, Why would I come out with a new album? And she said she's always working on it. And that's the thing. These artists just don't put anything out. I don't know if it's the label saying we need perfection or the artist feel like I got to pause what I did before. It's like you can't. It's only so much you can do to make, again, you can't make better of great. Right? You can't make better of great. That's what it is. You have to just go with what you have right now and hope people perceive it to be good. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. So if artists or rappers, I feel like they're trying to make better, or better great, like I keep saying. You can't. And I mean, you don't want to be scrutinized, but at the same time, I feel like you'll be scrutinized anyway. It's taking you forever to put out a song, let alone an album. And then this ain't as good as this. And that's what and that's how I brought up Bo earlier. That's actually why I brought up Bo earlier. He talked about, I think this was last year, about Anti. People was like, yeah, we want a new album. But he was like, oh, that was earlier this year. I'll say that. He was like, yeah, people waiting for that Rihanna album drop. It's like, dude, do you think she could do better than Anti? And it's like, it's not to say that she can't, but if she drops something that's not as good as Anti, you're going to complain about it. Same thing with these other artists, these rappers, I should say. But the problem is with these rappers, they're not trying to put out anything. And then when they do put out something, it feels like, at least in my perspective, too little, too late. So now people going to complain. But then if you put out something too fast, people might complain. Like Offset, again, put out something with Cardi, and it's just like, nobody cares. Like, I feel like we're just in a time now where nobody cares. Like, if you put out music, people going to say it's trash. They just want to hear it just to critique it. Be like, yo, this is trash. That's it. Like, literally, or put it on a stream, like, this trash. Like, I can't remember the last album I've heard people really enjoy. Like, Beyonce, that's a given. And I'm thinking in my mind, like a major release. Not something small. And there's no disrespect to Ari Lennox. I need it. There's no disrespect to her. Because I can get an R&B talk. I could do 2 hours about R&B talk. Like, if y'all want to know about R&B, just get at me. I listen to, current R&B. Even though that's kind of the same conceptual idea of these dudes or these women and they rapping. And, yeah, that's the whole thing. But I still listen to it more than rap. Barely listen to rap. Like I tell people, it's just the 90s. I don't really listen to rap. But with these rappers, it's just like, dude, like, again, it's the 2-year thing that you used to have. Just put it out, yo. Just drop something. Every 2 years, that's fine. And I mean, again, I know a stream ain't worth nothing. But you go on tour, merch, etc. But going back, I don't remember the last great album. Far as, let's just stick with rap since I'm talking about it, that people really enjoyed. I can't remember the last album that I've heard people say, yo, I really enjoyed that album, like from a big artist. Because with Drake, the Honestly Nevermind was R&B. The album with 21 Savage, actually the one with 21 Savage, I don't know. I don't remember the reviews, but it took me up until this June to really enjoy that album. And I feel like just because it came out in November. Like, it did come out like October, November, and it was like, it was cool, period, at that point. So it was like, all right, you kind of got to do this, bro, during the summertime. But I really like that album now. Do I bump it every week? No. Obviously not. And I mean, he is dropping a new album, and I guess that's supposed to be R&B within, by the time this is out, that'll be out, from what he said. So, maybe that might be summer album. I know right now I'm listening to Post Malone, who used to be a rapper. Then he transitioned over to rock / pop. But this album is definitely acoustic guitarish, folk. I really like it, yo. I feel like I really like it. I do. I love that song. One of my favorite songs ever. Post Malone is legit one of my favorite artists out. Like, every time he drops something, I'm going to listen to it. Didn't like the album before this. This is his best album. Austin, this is his best album in years. So. Love it. I recommend that. But see, that's somebody that used to rap and did it. And I know the white boys, when stuff get a little tough, that's their way in. And then they start doing rock music like MGK and stuff like that. But I don't see why black artists shouldn't do the same thing. Like, if you start out as a rapper, do something different. You know, because again, and maybe this is me being older. And maybe this is me just saying, like, you know, my perspective of why I feel like rap music is finally dead again. Because the biggest artists are just like, it's just a brand now. Nobody puts out music. Everybody just doing it just to get paid real quick from an endorsement deal, whatever the case may be, go on tour. That's fine from a broke person's perspective, but from a creative perspective, it's like, damn, what we doing, bro? I mean, yeah, I shouldn't be talking about money because I should be making some. I would wish I had like 5% of what these artists get, but at the same time, I would probably still be creative. Just because you got to think what brought you to the dance, man. Why would you leave your partner at the rodeo when you got there with them? Somebody else going to take it. And nobody else is trying to take hip-hop and make it, or rap and try to make it better. It's the same shit, bro. If I hear one more 808 or hi-hat type beat, I'm going to lose my mind. It's only so much you could talk about. Like, I feel like, and it's not even that. It's not even, that's a lie. It's something everybody could talk about in music. You know, just like with this podcast, like, again, I've said several weeks, and this is the second, third, fourth episode in the past month. I said, yo, I have nothing to talk about. And I find something to talk about. And I feel like it's relatively interesting to put out something like this, even though I feel like at times I'm bantering. But it's at the same time like, yo, put something out, yo. If it hits, it hits. And maybe that's what people are more so concerned about, is the numbers over the quality of the project. I just believe in just putting something out. And then whatever happens, happens. Like, you know, 5 people could listen to anything I put out. I don't care. Like, I never cared about numbers. I'm a Currency fan. I don't care about numbers. I'm an independent fan. Like, the guy Fahim. See, that's the type of rap I'll listen to. Ransom. The guy Fahim. Underground artists like that. I don't think they care about numbers. At the same time, it's like, dude, it's the entertainment business. You still got to work. You know, it's a ton of people that's probably not going to work jobs or work whatever because of their pride, but I don't have any pride. Honest paycheck is honest paycheck. So, I will say that. But otherwise than that, yeah, man, I don't feel like, you know, hip-hop is alive. And maybe to say dead is a little immature. But I feel like it's running its course, yo. And it's not me just getting older. I feel like it's run its course. I feel like it's only so much you could talk about. Well, again, I'm messing up. So I feel like it's more you could talk about, but it's the concept of people feel like they have nothing to talk about. When there's so much to be talked about, and there's so much you can inform people on from your perspective, because there's billions of people on this planet. We all living through different experiences, yes, but some of us had the same ideals. So why not give people those ideas instead of, you know, talking about money, hoes, cars, and stuff that most people can't get? You're part of 1%. More so than ever, everybody can't get anything. Some people can't even eat. Talk about starving. There's ways around everything in life. So, but, you know, that's it, y'all. Again, thank you for being here. By the time I come back, you know, I should have a better setup. Like I said, I've said that several times, but legit, I'm just glad I'm putting something out instead of just, you know, having people just wondering what's going on. Something will be out. It will look better. You know, I'm working. That's all I can really say. As usual, the man called Banks on IG. Follow me there if you choose to. If not, thank you for being here. Like, subscribe. Be prepared to be notified, or, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. Let people know, man. That'd be great. Until next time. Peace. Oh yeah, one last thing though. Wash your ass. Don't take one shower a day. Take 2 showers a day. It's hot, bro. All time heat has happened in the world. Legit hottest month in human history, or in world history, yo. It's like 100 degrees in Florida in the ocean. We're cooked, literally. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but until then, wash your ass twice. Peace.